Hello there. This small gift card wallet that I've designed in Design Space is a really great project for anyone with any of the Cricut machines. It's very simple to make. You'll find a link to this free project in Design Space in the description below the video. There are two links. One is for Cricut Joy users and the other is for any of the Explore or Maker machines. All you need is one piece of A4 double-sided card and one piece of metallic card, which is no more than 2 inches by 2 inches, and some tools. You'll need any of the Cricut machines, a standard grip mat, a brayer or the Cricut burnisher, and a fine point blade. You'll also need a scoring wheel or a scoring stylus. If you don't have these, then select the link for the Cricut Joy and follow along with the Cricut Joy instructions. If you're using a Cricut Joy, then you'll need to have the fine point pen and a ruler and a scoring tool or round-ended knife. You'll also want to have some velcro or sticky hoop and loop pads, some double-sided tape and or some glue. I'm using both, but you could use either or. If you have a corner rounder, then you'll want to use this. If you don't worry. If you want rounded corners, then you can just use scissors. You might also find it useful to have a weeding tool and pincers, but again, not necessary, just potentially useful. Okay, if you click on the link in the description below for the small wallet, you'll come to this page. It is a private project. You just need to click on Agree to Terms and Open in App, and it will take you straight to the project in your app. It will take a moment for the details of the project to appear. You can also scroll down to see what elements I've used to create this wallet. You'll see that all the elements I've used for this project are free at the time of recording, so there shouldn't be any charge for making this project. When you're ready, hit the Make It button. You'll go straight to the Make It page where you can select your mat and then hit Confirm. You'll see that mat 1 is the main part of the wallet, and as we're using A4 card, you'll want to change the size of the material to A4. And you'll see that Design Space has cleverly rearranged the mat. For the second, third and fourth mat, which has the pieces for the topper, as we're using only small pieces of cardstock, you don't need to change the size of the material. Because I'm using double-sided card, I flipped the bottom layer of the topper in Design Space so that I can cut the bottom layer and the middle layer of the topper out of the same piece of card. This means I can combine those two pieces on one mat, which means I only have to put 3 mats through the machine instead of 4. If you'd like to do this, go to mat 3 and click on the element. You'll see 3 dots in the top left corner. Click on Move Object and then choose the second mat. Click on Confirm and then you'll need to move that element to where you want it to go on that mat. After you've moved the object, you'll see that initially mat 3 is just a blank mat, but when you click Continue, Design Space will have reduced the number of mats to 3. Next, you're going to need to select your base material. So this piece is going to be a medium cardstock, or you could use a heavy cardstock if you prefer. If you don't have medium or heavy cardstock as a favourite, then you'll need to go to Browse All Materials, pop in the cardstock you want into the search bar and press Return. When you find it, click on it, and if you want to make it a favourite, click on the star and then press Done at the bottom of the screen. As all the pieces of card I'm going to use are medium cardstock, I'm going to tick the box that says Remember Material Settings. This means I won't need to select a base material every time I load a new mat. Once you've chosen your material, Design Space will show you the tools that you need. So we're starting off with the scoring wheel, and if you don't have one, you can go to Edit Tools and pop in the stylus if you have that. And if you have the Joy, you'll see that I have created a design with drawn pen lines rather than score lines. This is to give you a guide for where to put the score lines in after you've cut it out. And you'll see that on the Make It page that there are 2 operations for mat 1, the pen and the basic cut. For mats 2, 3 and 4 you only need the fine point blade. Because we're using A4 double-sided card, I've flipped the bottom layer in Design Space so that the bottom and the middle layer could be cut out of the same piece of card. If you'd like to do this, go to mat 3 and click on the element. You'll see 3 dots in the top left corner. Click on Move Object and then choose the second mat. Click on confirm, and then you'll need to move that element to where you want it to go on that mat. After you've moved the object, you'll see that initially mat 3 is just a blank mat, but when you click continue, Design Space will have reduced the number of mats to 3. So we need to pop our double-sided A4 card onto our mat in the top left corner. And if you have a brayer, it helps to just go over it to make sure it's nice and securely attached to your mat. Now we need to put the scoring wheel into clamp B, and for the joy you'd need to put your pen into your clamp. Load your mat into your machine and it will either score the lines or draw the lines depending on what machine you're using. When it's done, swap your wheel or your pen for your fine point blade and press start. And now we need to remove the material from the mat, so flip it over, hold your material down and roll your mat back. That way you'll reduce any creasing or bending of your material, and remove the excess pieces of material. Now we need to place a small piece of cardstock approximately 4 inches by 2 inches in the top left corner of the mat again. Secure your card to the mat with a brayer or a Cricut burnisher, and as before, load it into your machine for the cut. Once the cut's finished, remove your pieces from your mat as before. This piece is a little bit too attached to the mat, so I need to use my scraper tool. These are the bottom 2 layers of the topper. Now we need our final piece of card for the final mat. And as with the previous 2 mats, load into your machine for the cut. And this is the top layer of the topper. So let's start with making the main part of the wallet first. If you're using the Joy, you'll have draw lines, but if you're using an Explore machine or Maker, then you'll have score lines. For the Joy, you just need to have a ruler and a scoring tool or a round-ended knife to go over the draw lines and make them into score lines. So now all you need to do is make an M shape from the wallet, like this. So the middle part goes up, and then these are the back and the front of your card. So we just need to pop some glue or double-sided tape down there. I like using this tear tape. It's very strong, it'll hold it nicely in place, and it's very easy to just tear off the excess that you don't need. It's also quite useful to just go over it with a bone folder or something similar. It's going to make it easier to get that backing paper off. And then this is quite a novel use of the weeding tool, but it helps to get that top off of the tape. There we go. And fold it into place. Make sure it's all nice and straight, and then if you have a bone folder, you can go over it like this, or you could use your Cricut scraper tool as well. There we go, that's that. If you have a corner rounder, you might want to round the corners. You can also do it with scissors, or you can just leave it as it is. Either way, it looks nice. I love my corner rounder. There we go, rounded corners. So now we just need to pop a topper on the front, and this is where your gift card will go. I'll pop a credit card in there in a minute to show you that it fits nicely. Okay. And to make the topper, you just need to adhere the 3 layers together using double-sided tape or glue. And then you just need to glue it to the front of your wallet. And we're almost there. There's one more thing to do, and that is to add a fastening. So for this wallet card, I'm using a velcro fastening, and I've just snipped off a small piece of velcro And I'm going to stick the fluffy part of the velcro to the inside of the back cover in the middle, just above the slot opening, and the spiky bit I'm going to take off the back and then pop it on top of the fluffy bit, and then close the wallet and it will find its own place so that they match up nicely. And that's it, super easy, a really cute gift card wallet for any occasion. I really hope you found this video helpful. Let me know in the comments. I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye for now.